Trek Life.
What up, y'all? Trek Life Tuesdays, back at y'all again. My apologies for the last couple weeks, man. I've been trying to figure out the sound and all of that, so I think I got it figured out. So we're gonna see how this all works out at this point. Let's just jump right into it, man. All right, we got to start off with the playoffs. I don't want to spend too much time on sports. I know I've gotten some feedback, and a couple people are like, yo, too much sports, and I'm like, watch sports. But anyway, all right, so here's my thing. The argument for the NBA finals and playoffs is that the playoffs themselves haven't been compelling, and that this is uninteresting because of the, kind of KD jumping from a really, really good team to jump to an all-star team himself, and LeBron basically being able to put together teams on his own. And I don't really want to get into that too much. I have my opinion on it. Well, I'll probably say a little bit about it. But one of the things to take note of, I suppose, is that I believe that the playoffs themselves outside of Golden State and the Cavs were actually fun to watch. I liked watching Milwaukee. I liked the Clippers Jazz series was interesting. The injuries kind of messed it up a little bit, but that series was interesting. I certainly thought Washington and Boston was a good series. I thought the Spurs and Houston was a good series until Game 6 when James Harden decided to disappear. So actually the playoffs themselves, the playoffs were pretty compelling. It was actually fun to watch outside of the two super teams kind of going at it. So, or basically bouncing their way easily through the path. The rest of the playoffs were fun to watch. Now, as far as KD and LeBron go, a lot of people want to absolve LeBron in all of this. I don't. I'm not going to do it. So y'all can do it on your own if you want to. The other thing is, I'm fine. It's fine by me that players do move and do meet up in restaurants and create their own teams. It's fine that they do that. It's fine in the sense that I would prefer the players to have control over their careers more than I would prefer parity in the league. I think it's been too many years, or there has been too many years of players not having control of their own destiny. And I just like to see these players, more specifically black players, be able to grow as businessmen and grow in general. That being said, look, it's whack. It's whack to watch. And I get it. If you're a Golden State fan, man, more power to you. If you're a Cleveland fan, more power to you. You want your team to win. And who's to argue with that? So it's kind of like you guys are kind of too biased to have the discussion in real life. But for the rest of the planet, and this is being a Laker fan who hated the super teams of the Lakers. I couldn't stand the Karl Malone, Gary Payton hookup. I didn't like the Steve Nash, Dwight Howard team. I didn't like those teams. And my peers will tell you such. I'm not fronting on it just to make a point. These are teams I didn't really like. So at the end of the day, it's just not fun to watch when people join up and team up. You want to see these front offices make these decisions. You want to see these new random players, like you saw Isaiah Thomas just blossom into an offensive star this season. So you want to see these things actually take place the right way. That's or not right way, but kind of organically, or as organically as possible. And when you look at Golden State's first championship, that was organic, man. You didn't see any of those players coming. You didn't know who Draymond Green was. You didn't really think, did you really know who Steph Curry was? A lot of people are acting like they did, but come on, let's stop fronting. You didn't know who Steph Curry was. And Klay Thompson was almost out of the league from what his father was saying. So you just didn't see that. Andre Iguodala was the finals MVP. I mean, that just shows you, and he was off the bench. So that just shows you how compelling these things can be, and how it's not difficult to put, it's not necessarily not difficult, that's unfair. But you can put together a solid team without having the, without just joining up. So we're talking about things that were more fun and more fun back in the day, etc. So I'm having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we're talking about where in new music and where do you find new music. And I do the Wednesday bangers, and he's like, man, where do you even find this stuff? And well, I'm kind of in the music, so I get to hear a lot of other artists just off of meeting them, etc. But we gotta be honest, man. It was definitely more fun searching for music and finding music back in the day. It was just way more fun to go to a record store. The camaraderie was different. It was just more fun. I won't say it was better. I'm not gonna say back in the day was better. I'm just saying it was way more fun, man, to come up on a gym looking at album covers, etc. It was just more fun. And I don't even think this needs to be a long topic. I think there are a lot of things in music that we discuss in a vacuum, but the broad perspective is pretty honest, man. Some of this stuff was just more fun when you were younger, and probably more fun for people even older than me in their day. But record store digging and just meeting out in front of record stores, for me, ciphering with cats that were in front of the stores, it was way more fun to shop for records back then. So I'm gonna bounce real hard to the next topic. I'm not even gonna. So let's talk about appropriation very quickly. What is appropriation? Is it a big deal? Why should you be upset with it? Who cares? It's not your culture. Everybody's a person. We're all human and all of that. All right, look. So there have been a few situations recently of people appropriating Mexican food. That's not counting the long-term appropriations of Taco Bell and Del Taco, and we can get into that. That's a way deeper topic. But appropriation to me seems like a very simple conversation. I see culture quite a bit. I'm a big fan of Hawaiian culture because of my wife and my in-laws, and even before I met them, going to Hawaii with my family, like I was like, yo, there's something about this place. And I'm sure most of us experience that when we go to Hawaii, just on the beauty alone. But I never wanted to take anything from them. I didn't want to be Hawaiian, in a sense. I didn't want to take anything. I wanted to be who I was, but enjoy the island and enjoy it as properly as possible without sort of embarrassing or emasculating or just tearing apart the island culture. And it's hard when you're a visitor and an outsider. It's difficult because it's like you got to walk on eggshells, but you still want to have a good time. So I kind of get the appropriation thing. It kind of flows a long way when you think about it. It flows like basically it's just a difficult topic because you want to enjoy these things that cultures have created, but it seems like there are people who are really, really harsh on even if you're enjoying it, you're taking it from me. And there are other people who are like, look, man, it's no big deal. Who cares? And I fall somewhere in the middle. My thing is this. There's a story about a woman named Fausta Rosalia. Hopefully I said that right. In Tijuana. Apparently Haitians are in Tijuana. Some have stayed. Some are waiting for their visas or what have you to be able to move into the United States. And they're in TJ waiting. So what Fausta did was she started cooking Haitian food. Now, some people are like, well, why isn't that appropriating? And how come blah, 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 blah. Wait for the story. There were some Haitians that didn't have money to pay for the food. She gave them food. There were some Haitians that didn't have blankets. She gave them blankets. You know what I'm saying? She was cooking this food to make them comfortable, to make the Haitians comfortable in her homeland. Now, let's be honest. The longer that a culture stays in your homeland, the more it just ultimately mixes up. There's gonna be some mixed babies out there. There's gonna be some Haitian Mexican babies, and you're gonna see them in about 10, 20 years in a theater near you. So just be ready for that. But the reality is, you can't stop intercultural mixing. We're human beings in that regard. But the other part of it is very simple, man. We have had these traditions and these traditions in our people for quite a while. Whether that's Southern, whether that's, and I'm not saying Southern like Confederate flag, like when it's not offensive, when it's something as simple as food, you have to start questioning whether you're taking or whether you're appreciating. And if you're taking, then it might be closer to appropriating. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to open a hula studio in Compton, do hula, teach, I couldn't teach it anyway because I don't know how to do it, but teach a brand of hula that isn't, from the island, or it's only partially from the island, then say black people made this up. That wouldn't be right. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be fair. Sure, I enjoy it. Sure, I find the beauty in it. Sure, I appreciate it, but I'm not going to take it and recreate my own version of it and in front like it came from me. And that's really seems to be very simple to figure out to me, but for some people, for some reason, appropriation is this difficult topic for a lot of people, and I don't get it. It seems very simple. Don't take, appreciate, distribute, help others learn about, help where it came from, but don't take. Taking is Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? That's taking. So yeah, we'll talk about crossing lines. We'll talk about how the French and Italians don't care. But I know quite a few French people and quite a few Italian people who care about taking their cuisine and acting like it's yours. I do. But anyhow, y'all, that's Trek Life Tuesday, man. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see y'all next week. We'll see y'all on the Wednesday Banger. Please check out treklife.la. Make sure you check out treklife.la. I'm doing more and more stuff on the site, and I want y'all to learn and appreciate some of these artists that I'm talking about. And I also want to say less. So give me more comments on how I can do this better, but not in the YouTube comment section because I turned that off because some of y'all are ridiculous. Peace.
Yo, we gotta be out, y'all. Peace, y'all. But we will be sure to return, y'all. Shout it out, y'all. Peace, y'all.